Hey, do you think there's more serial killers in the world or adult film stars?
Who would you rather be caught littering by? Batman in Gotham, Dwight as Recyclops, or the Mafia?
It's a life or death situation, and somebody's got a gun to your head. And the only way to survive is you have to sing a song flawlessly, word for word. What song are you picking?
What's it like being a private investigator?
And we're back, episode 68 of Barcast Comedy. No OldSchoolCurt today, but I am joined with stand-up comic Ernest Romero.
Thank you for joining us.
So let's just dive right into this. We don't do long intros on this show. First question we ask everybody is, have you ever been in a bar fight?
No, but I have stopped many because of my idiot friends who are the ones who are going to fight somebody over no fucking reason.
You're the voice of reason.
Yeah, I'm the voice of reason. I remember one of my friends getting absolutely furious with some guy for who knows what fucking reason. And he literally rips off his shirt, which all of us are just going, okay, this is apparently what's happening. I literally just walked up to him. I was like, no, don't fight him. I love you. And I just give him a hug. And he instantly just simmered down like fucking the Hulk, dude.
He's like, oh, all right, bud.
I'm just Wanda, just fucking soothing him.
He just needed a hug, man. That's it.
Yeah, that's it, dude. His dad didn't hug him, so he needed me.
All right, next question. So do you think there's more murderers or more porn stars in the world?
Oh my God.
More murderers or more adult film stars?
There's definitely more porn stars, for sure.
Yeah.
There has to be. Especially with OnlyFans now. It's like, dude, now everybody's just a porn star.
True, I guess, if we're counting all the amateurs.
Yeah, exactly, dude. You're just... I mean, at this point, they have more viewers than a regular porn star, right?
Yeah, I'm probably leaning toward that. If we're counting OnlyFans, we definitely gotta be.
Yeah, dude. I mean, how many... At this point, there's more porn stars who just are like a cashier at CVS than even murderers at this point.
All right, what about guys only? Are there more murderer guys or more porn star guys?
Murderer, for sure.
Murderers, that category.
Yeah, guys are more willing because they can't fuck, dude, so they gotta kill.
That's the next best way to get rich. Would you rather listen to no music for the rest of your life, or all music is sung to you by your mom? So, like, if Smash Mouth comes on the radio, it's your mom. If it's Pitbull, your mom. Kendrick Lamar, your mom.
I think because my mom has like a slight accent and she mispronounces everything, I would fucking love that. I would love if she just sang every song, because it would be the remix version that absolutely nobody asked for, but you would love.
She'd be ad-libbing onto it too. Like, no, I'm doing my own verse.
Yeah, no, she'd go off on a tangent and just be like, yeah, you know that one rapper, what's his name? He's the one who has those shoes. Just go off on some fucking random thing that has nothing to do with it, which
just adds to it.
Now that I'm older, it's very entertaining for me.
No, I'm with you on that. I would go all music by my mom. I mean, my mom listens to the podcast, so that's an easy one.
Nice.
But even still, no music. That'd be crazy.
Yeah. Is there a song, do you think, that like your mom would just like slay? Like it would be like the best version of?
I think she could get down to some Journey or some Nickelback.
I think one of those.
I love that. Yeah, someone's mom just singing Nickelback. That's great, dude.
Or maybe she's really into Morgan Wallen lately. Maybe she gets on that new Post Malone song.
That's pretty funny too.
That would be awesome. All right, who would you rather be caught littering by? Batman in Gotham, Dwight as Recyclops from The Office, or the Mafia?
Dude, I gotta go with Recyclops, man. I want to see that. I want to like Recyclops destroy.
I'm just hunting.
Which version of Recyclops are we talking? Is it like the reformed Recyclops, like after what was that? Like the post World War?
Yeah, and he's a monster, like robot. Yeah, I was thinking the worst one.
I mean,
Batman would be horrific, dude. Just get the shit kicked out of you for littering.
If you're in Gotham, you're screwed. He's not going to kill you, but he's just going to break every bone in your body.
Yeah, just kill your dad. Just like.
What about the Mafia? Would you risk littering in their territory?
Oh man. See, again, I feel like that would be another thing where like you're going to get a kiss as you'd be like, say hi to your mother. And then all of a sudden it's like, dude, next week you're fucking
horse head in the bed.
Yeah, you're fucking done. Knees broken in.
Choose your useless superpower. You have the superpower to teleport exactly 101 miles, no more, no less. Or you can read minds, but everything you read, you blurt out loud. So if you're reading somebody's mind across the bar, you're going to shout it out.
I would for sure go with that one, just because, I mean, basically you kind of just have Tourette's. Like, that's kind of what's happening.
You're a mind reader with Tourette's.
Mind reader Tourette's. Yeah, that's crazy, dude. Like,
I mean, it's high risk, high reward.
yeah, that'd be a great time, actually. You'd have like the world's greatest trick, especially at a bar. That's amazing.
Yeah, you blurt out something really inappropriate. They're like, whoa, what did you just say? You're like, whoa, they were thinking it, though. That's not my fault.
Just immediately, like, pointing out exactly who's racist and who also, like, one time kissed their cousin and liked it.
You're like, I kissed my cousin. What? No, he was thinking it, though. That wasn't me. Trust me on this one. What about teleporting? Would you ever consider that? Or is that too risky?
Every time.
Then you kind of had to turn into almost like a space-time captain, because you just got to know like exactly when you're 101 feet away from wherever you need to go, which is also, it's kind of useful. Like, do I have to like know the spot in order to like go? Or
nope, you're just like 101 miles that way, let's do it. That way, let's do it. And it just teleports you.
Damn, but I could just keep going?
Yeah, you can keep teleporting. It's just in 101 mile increments. So, you know, it might be in the middle of a highway, or it could be in a grass field. You never know.
No, that actually is still super valuable. That'll work. What's hilarious about that though is like I would still have to use so much Uber even though I have that ability. I'm just like conveniently like 50 miles away from somewhere and I can never get within, like, because it's only like 101.
Yeah, you're like, God damn, I gotta go 30 miles into rush hour traffic this way just so I can teleport 101 miles that way.
Yeah. Or you just have to like go in like a weird like circular diagram because then you can just keep angling it.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I was thinking that one just because I feel like eventually I would get pretty smart at it, you know, using maps. I would have some app on my phone where I can figure out 101 miles from my location, like a GPS thing. And I'll be like, all right, let's pull that up on Google Maps. All right, that looks good as of 3 years ago. Hopefully no buildings have been built here.
Like if you could teleport other people too, damn. Could make some serious money in that way. It's not even Uber anymore. It's just you.
It's just you.
You're like, sorry, dude, you're 50 miles away. I can't do anything about it. Anyway, give me 5 stars.
It was in the fine print. That's your fault. All right, you win a lifetime supply of the first thing you see when you look to your left. What is it?
Like right now?
Yeah.
A vase.
A vase?
Yep.
That's good. That's quality. For me, I have all my beer to my left of the bar. Other than the Blue Moon here, I actually have, look at this. I got this as a gift. I didn't know it was real. It's Mountain Dew hard seltzer.
Oh, they make that?
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Holy hell.
They got Code Red, the green, the purple, the blue.
No way.
Baja Blast.
I mean, are they just redoing Four Locos? Is that what they're doing?
Pretty much. It's really not that good. I mean, actually, it's kind of decent, but I'm like, I would just rather have a beer or a Mountain Dew, you know? There's not a time when I'm looking for both.
The other?
Yeah. There's a very small window when I'm like, I need both of these right now.
Yeah. Is there a ton of caffeine in that thing or what?
It's 0 sugar. I don't know how much caffeine.
Dang, dude. Yeah, that sounds insane. I don't think that anybody should be doing that. But we could like put in some vodka and you just see what happens.
Just mix a little bit in. I did see they were making Arizona iced tea, hard ones. I could get behind on those.
Yeah, at what point though are we gonna stop? You know what I mean? Like, at what point is it too far? Like, what beverage is too far for them to just be like, we're gonna do a seltzer?
I'm surprised nobody's made water like with alcohol in it. 10% alcohol in this boozy water. That's my new invention.
That'll sell.
With bougie water, you're like,
come on, man. You want some boozy water?
Glacier water, and also Smirnoff vodka.
Spice up the office with some boozy water. And it's one of those big water jugs in the office, just full of alcohol.
What if it was just like a minimal amount though? Like just enough.
Yeah, just a little, like microdosing.
Yeah, like you just microdose it in there.
Just microdose, just a beer.
Keep the day interesting. You're not gonna get wasted, but
we might be onto something with this idea of microdosing. Oh, actually, here, let me give you another Shark Tank pitch idea. I was thinking about this week. So my friends, they send me so many goddamn memes on Instagram every day. Like, I legit can't keep up with it. They're sending like 20 plus. They're putting up some good numbers.
Dude, what is that? I have only one friend who does that, and I just stopped. I'm like, dude, I don't have 30 minutes. What are you doing? Also, how are you doing this? Like,
Exactly. It's like homework catching up on your memes every day.
it is. I'm like, you're giving me a chore, bro. Like,
Now when we go to the dive bar, I'll be like, hey, catch me up on the memes. What were the fire ones in the chat? I'm like, I didn't have time to go through that. But my idea is Instagram needs a minimum and maximum number of memes per day. Put a max on that. 10 a day you can send me. No more, no more. And then also
I feel like then it's just more of a blocker from the receive person.
But no, that's why we put a minimum on it too.
Then you can like mark that person and go like you can block them basically, so they're only allowed to send 2 per day.
2 a day right here.
Yeah, it's like a hinge rose. You know what I mean? You only get like 1 per day.
Yeah, exactly. You've been good this week. Here's a bonus one for the week.
yeah.
But I was
But
thinking
then you got to choose carefully, so it's a good thing.
But I was thinking, what if we had a minimum for it too also? So everybody has to post like, at least 2 memes a day also in the group chat.
Oh, damn.
You got to do your part of be sending some fire memes.
I don't like that. Too much pressure.
Too much pressure. What was the first joke you ever told when you wanted to become a comedian?
Oh, man. I think the literal first joke that I said was I started talking about, because this was at the time where The Little Mermaid had just kind of dropped, like the live action one, like a trailer.
Yeah.
And everybody was freaking out over the fact that it was a black girl.
Uh-huh.
And I think the first thing that I said out of my mouth at an open mic was, are we all caught up on Disney and, it's black people are super upset. So they're just like, yeah, that's not, the Ariel that I know. It should be more realistic to the original story. And I was just like, well, she's also a fucking mermaid. So what are we talking about? Which I think a lot of people came up with the same joke, but that was I think the literal first thing that came out of my mouth.
All right, what's your hometown scandal or like high school incident or story you and the boys always talk about?
Oh man. I mean, the biggest thing here by far was the disappearance of Kristen Smart. Like that was like the big story, like claim to fame in San Luis Obispo. Like everybody knows that crazy ass thing.
I don't know that one. Explain it. Or is there a movie? Book?
There's a podcast now.
There's a podcast. We're getting there.
That's kind of what got the thing solved, because this happened back in like the early 90s. But girl who was going to Cal Poly, which is the main university that's here in San Luis Obispo, she was abducted, taken, went missing. They were able to like figure out that it had happened, really late, like 1 to 2 a.m. She was last seen like by this, building that's there on Cal Poly, and never found. Like no one's arrested. It just unsolvable.
Yeah.
Goes missing. And it was a huge deal. But there was one person who is in this town who was suspected the entire time, but they could never really get him for it. And it's so, but they still live here. Like the family lives here, and it's like this whole thing, like they covered it up. She's buried in the backyard. They did some like crazy renovations at their house, like right after it had happened. And weirdly just installed like different like cement blocks that like go super far down. It was fucking super weird and bizarre. But because of this podcast that like just happened maybe like a couple of years ago, it kind of sped things up and got just more interest. And they actually made the arrest, and that dude did end up getting convicted after like 29 years or something.
That's crazy. He was able to get away that long until a podcast. That's like some Scooby-Doo. I would have gotten away for it if it wasn't for you pesky kids in your podcast.
Yeah. It wasn't for these pesky Gen Zers and their podcast. The power of podcasts.
Yeah. So what's it like being a private investigator? How do you get into that?
Dude, it's wild.
Do you just answer Craigslist posts?
Yeah. No, it's a really crazy and long process. So in order to become a private investigator, you have to do 6,000 hours of apprenticed work under somebody else, or work in like a law office, and do anything that is similar to that would give you, the investigative ability. And then you have to take a 4-hour board exam, and it's like all law. And that's the testing that's like state mandated. So it's a little bit of a long process there, but the job itself is insane. It's just nothing is ever the same. It's incredibly rewarding. It's a very rewarding job, and but I always kind of explain it like this: we kind of live in this gray area of things where entities have usually failed somebody. They don't know what to do. They don't know where to go, and the private investigator is there to kind of facilitate in those times when there's really nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
So it's a crazy job.
Have you ever had to wear a disguise?
Yeah, no, I've done like plenty of undercover work and surveillance and all that fun stuff.
What's the coolest disguise you've had to wear? Anything elaborate? Dress up as like a hot dog salesman, like at a ballpark?
Yeah. No, I wish I could like do full prosthetic or something, but to be honest with you, it's like you can just kind of blend as long as you just dress appropriately, and then when you're kind of blending in plain sight, it's like that's the best thing to do. But you definitely got to like sometimes play a certain character, you know what I mean? You're kind of like playing things a different way,
Yeah.
which can be like pretty fun and interesting. I mean, if I really wanted to get weird with it, I could just like actually just try an accent or something.
You're like, I'm gonna use a French accent this time.
Yeah. Like he never suspects that I'm like not. He never suspects that I'm a private investigator, but he's definitely like he's not Australian though. Like I know that for sure.
It's a double cover. It's like that Family Guy meme where he's like a clown in the army. He's like, you guys are silly. They're never gonna be looking for a clown out here.
No, exactly. That's it.
If you could have any spy gadget, what would you have to help you with your job?
Man, I don't even know.
You got like bugs to plant in the table?
Some super.
I mean, those exist. Because yeah, I feel like you would want something that would be super helpful, but no one would ever find. Something that would like kind of like mask you.
Yeah.
That just like adapts to like your background, almost like a green screen. Like if you could invent that kind of technology.
Oh yeah, I got
So
you.
then just like, yeah, it just mirrors everything you're walking past. That'd be pretty crazy.
What's the best excuse somebody's ever given you? Like when they've gotten caught? And have you ever been caught also?
No, never been like caught by the person that I was watching before, but by others who were like there and just be like, what are you doing? And then I just like gaslight the shit out of them. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you're the one coming up to me. Like, this is crazy. But that doesn't really happen that often. But I feel like no one's really given anything that's been like that crazy or funny. You know what I mean?
Do you have any strange cases? Or what's the strangest case you've been offered or taken?
Oh yeah, I mean, there's plenty. It was honestly like every single case ends up becoming absolutely nothing that you expected. Like it'll always be so different, and again, just nothing that you expected whatsoever. Like I think one of the craziest cases that I ever worked, it was just a will, and what had ended up happening was I had a family friend. She was a caretaker for this old man. Very, very humble dude, like lived in just a 2-bedroom house, normal car, like a Toyota Corolla, 2002. Everything seems normal. She'd been taking care of this guy for years, maybe even like a decade. And so he passes away, and she gets a call from his attorneys. And they're like, yeah, you've been named the executor of his will. and you've also been left a good amount of money. We can't disclose how much money, but you're basically going to be set for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And so it turned out that this guy was worth, I mean, billions, because he had actually patented some kind of necessary part for rockets.
Mhm.
And so his whole family, though, was estranged, and there was a bunch of other people in the will. So she called me and was like, "Hey, I need to find his kids." I was like, "I've never met them, but he has a bunch of kids. We don't know where they're at, and they need to be contacted because there's, you know, I mean, talk about like millions of dollars that they're going to be inheriting." And so I end up doing a bunch of research. I end up finding one of the daughters. She's the main one who's in the will. And go out. It's like in the middle of like way up near Humboldt. And she's living in a trailer park. So go up, knock on the door. She answers, and I'm like, "Hey, is this who you are?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay, well, I have this letter. Like, you're set. Your dad passed away."
Yeah.
And she basically just starts to go into this whole, I mean, background of everything. I mean, this whole family, it was pretty gnarly. Like, she apparently was being like assaulted by like her brother when she was a kid, so she left home at like 16. She was also gay, so which was like back then not a thing because she's like in her 70s at this point.
Yeah.
She also has a daughter, and her daughter had some very rare disease, and she'd been working like multiple jobs in order to try and pay for medical bills. So it's kind of a crazy situation because it was like, okay, well, yeah, I mean, you're never going to have to worry about any of that ever again. With the money you're going to inherit. And so she hadn't talked to any of her family members. And so the brother was just a complete piece of shit. And apparently at some point had caught on that the dad had a bunch of money, and he initially was set to inherit everything. But he tried to pull a fast one and say that his dad was not competent and wasn't able to take care of himself. But dad was able to disprove that super easily because it's just like a court situation. You just prove that you're lucid, which he was, and so then the son was written out of the will.
Man, that sucks for him.
I know, karma for you. And but we were able to find the other sister, and the other sister had she had, I think, the same hereditary disease. It was some kind of like muscular deterioration or something like that. And so she was in a hospital and was like bedridden. And so the sister went and got to have that reunion with her. So they were able to catch up. And the sister who was in the hospital, apparently like 2 hours after the sister that we had first found left, that sister that was in the hospital had like passed away like 2 hours after she left.
Yeah.
Almost like it was like this, like just kind of holding out for something. But super crazy.
I had a friend who got invited on Judge Judy
Because
because he allegedly threw a chicken off his balcony. Allegedly threw a chicken off his balcony, and then it hit somebody's car. Allegedly. So they invited him on the show, and they were going to pay all the expenses and everything for him to come on the show and his court fees, win or lose. But he declined because he didn't want to be named in the case.
That's so funny.
And he ended up winning.
There's a few people though who do that.
Allegedly, he was the one who threw the chicken off the balcony, one of those Costco ones.
Yeah, there's a few people though who do that. We're like with their friend, where they're like, "Yeah, we like do these stupid things," and then when one of them wins, they just like split the money.
That's genius.
Invent some feud just to get on like court TV and stuff.
That's what I was telling him. I'm like, God dang it, like you declined that? Like that's my dream. All right, what's a laugh out loud movie scene? Like every time you still see it, you just laugh your ass off, or you got to stop and watch.
I think Hot Rod when he's taking out the trash cans, he's like, "You look pretty." She's like, "What? You look pretty shitty, bud."
Very nice to see you, Rod.
Yeah, you too.
You look pretty.
What did you say?
I said you look shitty. Good night, Denise.
I love that movie.
Every time, dude. Andy Samberg, man.
Oh, I actually saw, what was it? The new Planet of the Apes movie, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, last night. And the way they're going with that, I feel like it's going to be like a Fast and Furious saga where they just keep making these movies. And the end of the movie, spoilers, not really, this isn't a big spoiler, but at the end of the movie, the apes looking through a telescope to the moon. So my bold prediction for the next movie is going to be space apes. The apes versus humans race to the moon. A good old-fashioned race to the moon again. They're like, you know what? We need to get back to the moon.
No, they're going to put a man inside and send him first to make sure that it can be done.
They just send a man to the moon.
Yeah, because they're going to name him Bubbles, and they send Bubbles off.
He's going to be the first man on the moon. That's even better.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You're on a road trip. Who would you rather be stuck in the backseat of the car with? Kanye West and Taylor Swift, or SpongeBob and Patrick Star?
SpongeBob and Patrick all the way. What the fuck? Like, what are we even talking about, dude? I'm not going to get stuck with Kanye saying who knows what, and then T Swift just talking relationship drama the whole time.
You're right. SpongeBob and Patrick might be a little annoying, but I mean, they could be fun to get down with.
Yeah, I mean, that would be the best case scenario. You could just fuck with them the whole time.
Yeah. Just be like with a bunch of kids in the back seat.
Musical adventures we get into.
Would you rather wake up in a cage or at a raft at sea?
I think the cage. I feel like the raft is gonna get you're done. If you're just in the middle of the ocean, like there's no fucking way you're making it out. There's no way.
So you're thinking cage?
I think cage. I think I go cage, you know? Who knows? It could get a little kinky, it could get a little fun.
You're right. It could be a hot scenario instead.
Yeah. I'm like a glass half full kind of guy.
That's a great answer. Yeah, I was thinking at sea, but you changed my mind on that one. Would you rather never be able to use the front door again, or never be able to shit inside? So you got to use a porta potty, or you got to go crap outside, or every establishment you go into, you got to go in through a window or back door.
Oh man.
Like you go to the bar with your friends, they all go through the front door. You're like, all right, guys, I'll meet you. I gotta go around back. Gotta find a way in.
Oh, I feel like you gotta go just with no front door.
No front.
Getting outside would be a nightmare. Like you would have to plan so much of your day every day, and then plus, like, what happens when you're just like, well, we're out here and now I gotta go.
I'm sorry, guys.
You're like, wow, dude, Ernest has gotten really into like probiotics and just taking care of like his health lately. It's just so my bowel movements are so precise that like,
I'm on a
I know exactly when.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And the front door just seems like an adventure, never being able to use.
Yeah, I mean, I basically just get to break into places, which is great.
That'd be fun. You go into the bar, you tell your girlfriend, all right, go open up a window back there. I'll meet you around.
Yeah. Well, no, dude, I basically get to be the coolest part of Batman, where it's just like, where did he go? And then I'm just there, like, hey, everybody.
Hey, I'm here.
Lightning flash, and I'm there.
You're just behind him. All right, you get $10 million if you can survive 30 days in a Costco without getting caught.
Oh, wait, actually, you don't even call that. So it's basically not an Irish goodbye. It's an Irish hello. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Do you take the challenge?
Sorry, say one more time.
You get $10 million, but you got to survive 30 days in a Costco without getting caught. What's your plan?
Ooh, dude, I would love that.
And they can see you during the day, but they can't know that you're just like living there in the store.
Yeah. Well, dude, they always have sheds in there. So like that's gotta be the play, is like more towards the end of the night. Like you gotta make sure that you get over to the shed, because you can't be there during the day, because obviously like somebody is gonna be able
during the day. You go get your samples, you make your runs.
Look at it. Yeah. You get your samples in. You walk around a lot. I mean, obviously there's gonna be suspicious, but there's clothes in there, so I can just keep changing.
Oh, that's a good idea. You just get new outfits constantly.
Yeah, and because I'm never leaving though, it's like I'm really not stealing. So as long as you get the one thing that I will say is that you got to avoid the secret shopper because Costco usually has the secret shoppers.
Oh yeah, that's
So
the
once
tough
you can
part.
pinpoint that dude, then you can just avoid that guy. You could also just try and set up one of those like booths as like a salesman, you know, like
You just start selling samples.
in with like the smoker dude who was always
Oh,
selling
yeah.
at Costco. Put on like one of the polos from like the section, you know, and
Yep,
just go
like,
over there
all right,
like,
this is my
oh hey,
job.
I'm new, I'm Ernest, I'll be joining you every day. Just
You take a break whenever you want. I'll be here. And they're like, sweet. No questions asked.
dude, selling Traegers.
All right. Would you rather every dog attack you or every bird attack you? Like they just go out of the way to attack you when they see you.
See, because I feel like your initial reaction is like, oh, you got to go bird because a dog is way more dangerous. But at the same time, you can avoid a dog, I feel like, more than a bird. Dude, birds are feisty little assholes.
Yeah, true. I mean, dog, you could carry a dog whistle around all the time.
That's true. Carry a lot of snacks.
You're just constantly, yeah, I got beef jerky with me all day. Peanut butter, here you guys go.
Yeah, I just got pastrami.
Or bird, you got like an umbrella and you're just constantly.
Yeah. No, I feel like you still got to go bird because a dog is just, that's too dangerous, man. You just, yeah, fuck that.
I'm thinking dog. Just because bird, there's too many birds. It's the numbers for me is the problem. I'd be way too scared to go outside every day. There's dozens of birds around. I can avoid dogs.
Yeah. Well, no, you just got to go to like a major city. What city has the most pollution?
The most pollution. This is where I live now.
You're moving.
All right, last question of the episode here is one question with Old School Kurt.
Hey guys, OldSchoolCurt here, and here's your one question from OldSchoolCurt. It's a life or death situation, and the only way you live is you have to sing a song word for word flawlessly. What song do you pick? Choose wisely.
Yellow Card, Ocean Avenue. I know
Ocean
from top to
Avenue.
bottom can definitely kill it.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I think because wait, it's songs that I know by heart.
Yeah, the song's playing with no music, like no lyrics.
Yeah,
So you just got to go for it.
yeah. Or I just risk it, and I go with a bold choice that I don't know that well.
You're like, fuck it, let's just do a rap song.
Yeah,
I'm going out big.
yeah. I try like the hardest, just rap first.
It's always interesting to see where people go on that one. Some people go easy. Other people are like, I'll just do row your boat.
No, you got to go somewhat big. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even which is like hilarious because it's just like, what if it like doesn't matter if you suck, which is funny because like you're like I got it all right, so you can't do anything.
You're like, hey, I hit all those notes.
Yeah, you just suck so bad. He's all never mind. I'm fucking.
Maybe like a Tenacious D song. That would be fun.
Wait, what?
Like a Tenacious D song do.
Oh yeah,
Put on
that'd
a
be
show.
fun, too.
Like fuck her gently. That's a nice easy one. You can put on a show.
Yeah, you do a duet just so you can do the two.
That's all for this episode of the Barcast. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. If you're listening on Spotify, check us out on YouTube. We're giving away a toaster at 10K subscribers, baby. We're halfway there. Check out Ernest. Anything you want to shout out?
Follow me on Instagram. It's at comedian Ernest for all purposes. I do have a show coming up at Fremont Theater. I'm going to be opening up for Alfred Robles. That's going to be coming up on May 18th. So you can definitely link those, or you can get them at the link on my bio too.
Awesome. Subscribe. Do-do-do.